Is it going to get worse before it gets better?
Absolutely, it will get worse first. And the reason for that is the public health measures that we just implemented. Many people thought they were pretty draconian last week, but we won't see the benefits of those for 2 weeks probably. That's how long it takes for the virus to spread, incubate, and present itself. Plus, you've got to shut down the connections that people have with each other so it stops spreading. And the social distancing measures will work. They have worked in South Korea, they have worked in China, but they take weeks. I spoke this morning to Dr. Jerome Adams, who's the Surgeon General of the United States, and he says his estimate is 6 to 8 weeks until we get past the worst of this. We should start seeing a leveling off of new infections in 2 weeks, but it won't start to go away for a little bit longer.
You know, there are younger, maybe healthier people out there who might think, hey, I won't get sick, and if I do, I will recover. So they choose maybe to go out, to live their lives as normal, to travel. What's your response to people who are doing these things?
Here's the key factor. Most people who are younger aren't going to have much in terms of symptoms, and they're not going to get into trouble. So I get it, and I want them to panic about getting ill because their expectations are correct. But they have an obligation to society to suffocate this pandemic, because it would be devastating to the older generation, especially if we lose control of the number of people who get infected. That's what happened in Italy. And that's why they have an infection rate that's 7 times higher than, for example, South Korea, which is a better role model for us.
Yeah, and we certainly want to prevent what happened in Italy from happening here. What about people who have asthma? Are they at a higher risk of getting coronavirus? And what should they be doing right now to protect themselves?
I don't believe asthma creates a huge extra risk. I think chronic lung disease does. More likely you run into problems with cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, diabetes. Those tend to be more risk factors because the virus kills you often by creating this incredible inflammatory soup that blocks up your arteries. So yes, lung disease is a part of it. You have a cough. You'll often have symptoms that are correlated to pneumonia, and that's a problem, but that's actually not the #1 way it seems to kill people.
Coronavirus vaccine trials start today. Can you give us an idea of what that process will look like?
Well, there's a bunch of companies pursuing this. The first trials did start today. It's going to consist of young, healthy people getting the vaccine to make sure they don't have an adverse reaction. But then over time, you start to give them to more and more populations and look for subtleties in who responds and who builds up the right antibodies. The process takes about a year. But let's be clear, we don't want to give a couple 100 million people a shot that didn't work or that caused side effects. So being thoughtful and judicious makes sense. We're not going to be able to prevent next winter's outbreak anyway. Let's get it right and have it ready by the end of the season so we'll be prepared for the following year.
There's so much uncertainty with coronavirus. I mean, we're constantly getting updates about this, which has people stressed or, feeling anxious. What advice do you have for people who are experiencing those feelings?
If you panic, you're really taking fear and putting it on steroids. It doesn't have anything that's really beneficial, and you're often focusing on the wrong issues. The fact of the matter is we're a can-do country. We've always been able to pull together and mobilize when we're needed. And this virus is definitely not the pandemic that's going to threaten the species. It's relatively benign for almost everybody. The folks that really get hurt badly, if we can space out when they get hurt, we've got plenty of medical treatments that are improving daily to be able to keep up with the problem. What we need is for the American public to socially distance, practice hygiene, take care of themselves, including with sleep, exercise, and the right foods. And by doing that, you'll be able to leapfrog this. We made a one-sheet, as you know, which has been very popular, just to highlight some of those points I just made and give you specifics. Not hard to do. It's your chance to shine.